Welcome to my YouTube channel, Notebook Learnings. Python, AI, ML, and more. Welcome back to the LangChain series. In episode 1, you built the foundation. You connected to OpenAI. You made your first API call. You understood the basics. In episode 2, you created your first real chain. A pipeline that transformed a topic into a polished YouTube description. Prompt template, model, parser, all connected with the pipe operator. Today, we take a major step forward. Today, we turn that chain into a professional AI tool. A tool you can use in real projects. A tool with multiple inputs. A tool with memory. By the end of this episode, you will have a complete AI content generator. Something you can integrate into your workflow starting today. This is where LangChain stops being a learning exercise and becomes a real development skill. Let's build it. Let me explain the difference between a chain and a tool. A chain is a pipeline. It solves one specific request. You give it input. It gives you output. Then it is done. A tool is different. A tool is something you use over and over. A tool remembers context. A tool adapts to different situations. A tool integrates into workflows. Think about it this way. A calculator that can only add 2 plus 3 is a chain. A calculator you can use for any math problem is a tool. Your YouTube description generator from episode 2 is a chain. Today, we transform it into a tool. A tool that accepts multiple parameters for customization. A tool that remembers what you have generated before. A tool that formats output professionally. A tool you can call from scripts, apps, or automation systems. This is what professional developers build. Not one-off demos. Reusable, maintainable tools. Your current chain has one limitation. It only accepts one input, topic. But real content generation needs more control. What if you want a friendly tone for one video and a professional tone for another? What if you are targeting beginners in one video and experts in another? What if you want different call-to-action styles? Right now, you would have to create multiple chains. One chain for friendly content. Another for professional content. Another for technical content. That is messy. That does not scale. The solution is to expand your prompt template with multiple variables. Instead of just topic, we add tone, audience, and call-to-action style. Now one chain can generate any type of description. You control the output by changing the inputs. This is the first step from chain to tool, making it flexible and reusable. Before we write code, let's design our new template. We will keep the same core purpose, generating YouTube descriptions. But we will add 3 new variables to give us more control. Variable 1, topic. This stays the same. Variable 2, tone. Friendly, professional, exciting, educational, whatever you need. Variable 3, audience. Beginners, developers, entrepreneurs, students. Variable 4, call to action style. Gentle subscribe reminder, strong CTA, no CTA at all. These 4 variables give us incredible flexibility. We also want to structure the output consistently. A hook to grab attention. What viewers will learn. Why it matters. And a call to action. This structure ensures every description follows a proven format. Now, let's implement it. Time to build the upgraded template. We will create a new prompt template with 4 input variables. The template text will instruct the model to act as a professional YouTube content creator. It will provide all 4 variables in a clear format. And it will specify the exact output structure we want. This is how you write prompts for production tools. Clear instructions. Well-defined variables. Consistent structure. Let's code it. Here is our advanced prompt template. We import prompt template just like before. Then, we create a template string with 4 placeholders. Topic in curly braces. Tone in curly braces. Audience in curly braces. CTA in curly braces. The template tells the model exactly what role to play. A professional YouTube content creator. It provides clear formatting instructions. Hook, learning outcomes, value, and call to action. Then, we create the prompt template object. The input variables list now has 4 items instead of 1. Topic, tone, audience, and CTA. This template is far more powerful than our original single input version. Run this cell to create your advanced template. Let's test the template before connecting it to the model. We will use the format method to see what the complete prompt looks like. This is good practice. Always test your templates separately before adding them to chains. It helps you catch issues early. Let's format our template with sample values. We pass in 4 arguments. Topic, Python for data science. Tone, friendly and encouraging. Audience, complete beginners. CTA, gentle reminder to subscribe. The format method replaces all the placeholders with these values. Let's print the results so you can see the exact prompt that will be sent to the model. Run this cell. Perfect. Look at that formatted prompt. All 4 variables have been filled in. The instructions are clear and specific. This is exactly what will be sent to GPT when you use the chain. Now, let's add the most important feature that separates tools from chains. Memory. Memory is what makes your tool feel intelligent. Without memory, every call to your chain is isolated. The model has no idea what you asked before. It cannot maintain consistency across multiple descriptions. With memory, your tool remembers the conversation history. If you generate one description in a friendly tone, then generate another for a related topic, the model can maintain that friendly tone naturally. If you refine a description, it remembers what you asked for originally. This is essential for tools that will be used multiple times in a session. LangChain provides several types of memory. The simplest is conversation buffer memory. It stores the entire conversation history in a buffer. For our content generator, this is perfect. It remembers past descriptions and maintains consistency. Let's add it. Let's create a memory component for our tool. Conversation buffer memory will store the history of all inputs and outputs. We need to configure it with 2 parameters. Memory key tells LangChain what variable name to use for the history. We will call it chat history. Return messages tells LangChain to store messages as message objects instead of strings. We set this to true for better structure. Once memory is added, our chain will automatically save every interaction. Here we create a memory component. Import conversation buffer memory from LangChain. Memory. Then instantiate it with 2 parameters. Memory key equals chat history. This is the variable name that will hold the conversation history in our chain. Return messages equals true. This tells LangChain to store messages as proper message objects with roles like user and assistant. Now, we have a memory component ready to add to our chain. You might see a deprecation warning. That is okay. LangChain is evolving and recommending newer approaches. But conversation buffer memory still works perfectly for our use case. Run this cell to create your memory. Now, we have all the pieces. An advanced prompt template with 4 variables. A memory component to store conversation history. We still need 2 more components. The model and the output parser. The model is the same chat OpenAI we have been using. GPT-4o Mini with temperature 0.7. The parser is str output parser to extract clean text. But here is the key difference. Instead of using the pipe operator like in episode 2, we use LLMChain. LLMChain is a special class that lets us combine a model, prompt, memory, and parser into one unified component. This is how you build memory-powered chains in LangChain. Let's assemble everything. Time to build the complete content generation chain. We keep things simple and modern. First, we import and initialize our model. Chat OpenAI with model GPT-4o Mini and temperature 0.7. Next, we create our output parser. str output parser, which converts the model output into a clean string. Then comes the key part. We connect the pieces using the pipe operator. Prompt advanced vertical bar model vertical bar parser. The prompt takes our inputs. The model generates the text. And the parser cleans the result. This chain is now a reusable AI pipeline. For generating YouTube descriptions. Run this cell to build your tool chain. Your chain is ready. But to make it truly useful, we need to wrap it in a clean function. This is what separates developers from hobbyists. Professionals create reusable, well-named functions. We will create a function called GenerateDescription. It will accept 4 parameters: topic, tone, audience, and CTA. Inside the function, we simply call toolchain. Invoke with those parameters. Now you have a function you can import into any Python script. You can call it from web apps. You can use it in automation workflows. You can even expose it as an API endpoint. This is production-ready code. Let's write it. Here is our reusable function wrapper. We define a function called GenerateDescription. It takes 4 parameters: topic, tone, audience, and CTA. Inside, we call toolchain, invoke, and pass a dictionary with all 4 parameters. The chain does the rest. It formats the prompt using prompt advanced, calls the OpenAI model, and passes the output into a clean string. Then, we return that string. This function is now your AI content generation tool. Next, we immediately test it with a sample call, a description for Introduction to LangChain, with a friendly tone, beginner audience, and a gentle subscribe call to action. Run this cell and watch your tool in action. Excellent. Look at that output. A complete, professional YouTube description. Generated with your custom parameters. And here is the beautiful part. You can call this function as many times as you want. Each time with different inputs. The memory will track all your generations, maintaining consistency across your content. This is a real tool now. Not a demo. Not a proof of concept. A real, usable tool. Let's prove that your tool truly works for different scenarios. We will generate 3 completely different descriptions. Different topics. Different tones. Different audiences. Watch how the same tool adapts to each situation. This is what makes it a tool instead of a chain. Flexibility and reusability. Here we test the tool with 3 different content scenarios. First scenario, a Python tutorial for kids. Topic, Python programming for kids. Tone, fun and playful. Audience, children aged 10 to 14. CTA, ask parents to subscribe. Second scenario, a professional data science tutorial. Topic, machine learning model deployment. Tone, professional and technical. Audience, experienced data scientists. CTA, join our professional community. Third scenario, a lifestyle productivity video. Topic, morning routines of successful people. Tone, inspiring and motivational. Audience, young professionals. CTA, strong call to subscribe and share. We loop through these scenarios. Call generate description for each one. Print the results. Notice how the same function produces completely different outputs, adapted to each specific context. Run this cell and watch the variety. Incredible! 3 completely different topics. 3 different tones. 3 different target audiences. And your tool adapted perfectly to each one. The kids' Python description is playful and simple. The machine learning description is technical and professional. The productivity description is motivational and inspiring. Same tool. Same function. Completely different outputs. This is the power of multi-input templates combined with a well-designed tool. And because you have memory enabled, if you generate more descriptions in this session, the model will maintain consistency with these styles. There is one more enhancement we should add. Output formatting. Sometimes the model returns text with inconsistent spacing, extra blank lines, uneven indentation, trailing white space. For a professional tool, we want clean, consistent output every time. Let's write a simple formatting function. It will strip leading and trailing white space. Remove empty lines. Ensure consistent line spacing. Then, we will integrate it into our generate description function. This is attention to detail. The difference between a demo and a professional tool. Here is our output cleaning function. We define clean output. It takes a text string as input. Inside, we strip the entire text first to remove outer white space. Then, we split it into lines. For each line, we strip white space and check if it is not empty. We keep only non-empty lines. Finally, we join them back together with new lines. The result is clean, consistently formatted text. Now, let's create an enhanced version of our generate description function. This one will call clean output automatically. We will call it generate clean description. It does everything generate description does, but adds one final step, formatting the output. Test it with a sample call. Run this cell. Perfect. Look at how clean that output is. Consistent spacing. No extra blank lines. Professional formatting. This is the version you would use in production. Your tool now has everything. Multiple inputs for flexibility. Memory for context. Clean, well-formatted output. A reusable function interface. This is what professional AI applications look like. Let me show you how you would actually use this tool. Use case 1, YouTube content creation workflow. You have a content calendar with video topics. You run your tool on each topic with your preferred tone and audience. You get professional descriptions for an entire month of content in minutes. Use case 2, content variation testing. You generate multiple descriptions for the same video. Different tones. Different CTAs. Different target audiences. You A/B test to see which performs better. Use case 3, team collaboration. Your content team maintains a shared tool like this. Everyone uses it with the same brand tone and style. Output stays consistent across all creators. Use case 4, automation pipeline. You integrate this into a larger automation system. Video gets uploaded. Metadata gets generated automatically. Description, title, tags, all AI-powered. This is not theoretical. This is how professional content operations work. And you just built the foundation for it. Now that you have this tool, here are some ideas for expansion. Add more input parameters. Video length. Primary keyword. Competitor mentions. Timestamps. Create different versions for different platforms. One for YouTube. One for TikTok. One for Instagram. Add output variations. Generate description plus title plus tags in one call. Integrate with YouTube API. Automatically upload descriptions to your videos. Build a web interface. Use Streamlit or Gradio to create a simple UI. Add more memory types. Summary memory for longer sessions. Token buffer for API efficiency. Create a command line tool. Make it a standalone script you can run from terminal. The possibilities are endless. The pattern you learned today applies to all of them. Multi-input templates. Memory for context. Clean function interfaces. This is the foundation for building professional AI tools. Before we wrap up, let me share the key lessons from this episode. Always design your prompts with flexibility in mind. Multiple inputs give you more control and reusability. Use memory when building tools that will be used multiple times. It makes the AI feel smarter and more consistent. Wrap your chains in clean, well-documented functions. This makes them easy to use and integrate into larger systems. Add output formatting to ensure consistent quality. Small touches like white space cleanup matter in production. Test with diverse scenarios to prove your tool works. Different topics, different tones, different audiences. Think about integration from the start. How will this tool fit into a larger workflow? And most importantly, build tools, not demos. Tools are reusable. Tools are maintainable. Tools are valuable. This mindset will make you a better AI developer. Let's recap what you accomplished today. You started with a basic single input chain from episode 2. You expanded it into a multi-input template with 4 variables: topic, tone, audience, and call to action. You added conversation memory to maintain context across multiple generations. You combined everything into a production-ready LLM chain with memory support. You wrapped it in a clean, reusable function that anyone can call. You added output formatting to ensure professional results. And you tested it across multiple scenarios to prove it works. This is no longer a learning exercise. This is a professional AI tool. So what comes next? In episode 4, we build on this foundation even further. We will add structured output using Pydantic models. Instead of just text, you will get JSON with specific fields. Title, description, tags, all structured and validated. We will create more advanced chains. Sequential chains that do multiple tasks in order. Parallel chains that do multiple tasks at once. And we will build a complete mini application. A content generator with a simple interface that anyone can use. The skills are compounding now. You are not just learning LangChain. You are learning how to build real AI-powered applications. If you found value in this episode, please do 3 things. 1. Subscribe to Notebook Learnings. These detailed, code-focused tutorials take significant time to create. Your subscription tells me to keep making them. 2. Turn on notifications. Episode 4 is coming soon and it is one of the most practical episodes yet. 3. Comment below. Tell me what you built with today's tool. Or what features you want to add next. I read every comment and use them to plan future content. Thank you for investing your time in learning real skills. You are building something valuable. I will see you in episode 4.